Now, I would say to understand the detachment of spirit, we should study ourselves very well, clearly. How are we attached? We are attached, firstly, by our brain, mostly by our brain, because all our conditionings are in our brain and all our ego is also in our brain. So, all emotional attachments are through our brain, and all our egoistical attachments also are through our brain. That's why it is said that after realization, one must try to practice the Shiva Tattva by practicing detachment. जरा मला शाल दे. जसं शिवाची फार थंड असणार सगळं. Now, how do you practice this detachment? सगळ्यांना इंग्लिश समजता ना थोडं थोडं? Because we get attached to something, of course through our brain, but through our attention. So we try to do what we call chitta nirod, is to control your attention. Where is it going? In the practice of Sahaja Yoga, if you have to rise higher, you have to improve your own instrument and not the instrument of others. This is one thing one should know. For definite. Now you just watch your attention, where is it going? Watch yourself. As soon as you start watching yourself, your attention, you will become more identified with your spirit. Because if you have to watch your attention, you have to be your spirit. Otherwise, how will you watch it? So now see, where is your attention going? First, the attachment is in all gross ways to your body. So we see Shiva, there is no attachment to his body. He sleeps anywhere. He goes to the cemeteries and he sleeps there. Because he's not attached, he can never be caught up by any booths or anything, nothing of the kind. He's detached. The detachment is to be watched and seen through your own attachments. Now, because you are realized souls, not yet, the spirit has not come into your brain, of course, but still you are realized souls. So, what you can do is at least to watch your attention, you can do that. You can watch your attention very clearly by seeing where your attention is going. And then controlling your attention also you can do. Very simple. To control your attention, you have to just remove your attention from this to that. Try to change your priorities. All this has to be done now, after realization, a complete detachment. So the body demands comfort. Try to make body uncomfortable a little bit. Try. What you think it to be comfortable, try to make it little uncomfortable. That's why people went to Himalayas. See, coming to this place itself has caused us a lot of problems. But going to Himalayas, you can imagine. So after realization, they used to take their body to Himalayas. All right, go through all this. Let's see how you act. So what you call the penance side starts now. In a way, it's a penance which you can do very easily because now you are realized souls. With enjoyment. Little. try to make this body. For Shiva, it doesn't matter whether he is in a cemetery or in his own Kailasha or anywhere. Where is your attention is, you see, that your human attention is hopelessly bad. Very entangled nonsense it is. We did this because of this. There's an explanation. Or others have to give an explanation. No explanation is needed to be given or to be accepted or to be asked for. No explanation. To exist without explanation is the best way. In a simple Hindi language, jaise rakhahu taise hi rahu. Whichever way you keep me, I'll remain in that state. And I'll enjoy. Further in this poem, Kabira says, if you make me go on an elephant, means the royal conveyance, I'll go. If you make me walk, I'll walk. Jaise rakhahu taise hi rahu. So no reaction on that part. No reaction. First no explanation, no reaction. Now, second is about food. So that's the first seeking human beings had as animals. No attention on food. Whether you have salt or not, whether you have this or that, no attention on food. Actually, you should not remember what you ate this morning. But we think as to what we are going to eat tomorrow. We consume food not for running this body, but for sort of a more satisfaction of tongue pleasures. Once you start understanding that pleasure is a sign of gross attention, any kind of pleasure is a very gross sensationalization. Sensations. Very gross it is. But when I say no pleasures means, doesn't mean that you should become serious people and people of sort of as if somebody is dead in your family. But you should be like Shiva. So detached. She came on a bull which was running very fast to get married. He was sitting on a bull with 2 feet like this, you see. And the bull is running fast and he's holding the bull. The feet like this. And he's coming for his wedding. And with him are coming people with one eye, without noses, all kinds of funny people coming with him. And his wife feeling quite embarrassed at the nonsensical things people are talking about Shiva. He's not bothered. What's his reputation would be, this thing. But that doesn't mean that you become hippies. You see, this the problem is that once you start thinking like that, you become hippies. Many people believe that if you try to behave like Shiva, you become Shiva. Many believe that way. That if you take ganja, you become Shiva, because Shiva is to take ganja, because he was consuming all that to finish off from this world. For what does it matter whether it's a ganja or anything? Give him anything, he'll never get drunk. No question. He's consuming all that. Or they think if they live like Shiva, the way he was detached about things, least bothered about his appearances. What appearance Shiva needs is that whatever he appears as is beauty. He doesn't need anything to be done. So, attachment to anything is ugliness. It's ugliness. It's nonsense. But you can dress up whatever way you like. Or even if you are in the most ordinary dress, you look the most magnificent person. But it's not that if you say that, all right, so in these circumstances, let us go about on a one sheet wrapped around. The beauty that has evolved within you through spirit gives you that power that you can wear whatever you feel like. Makes no difference to your beauty. Your beauty is there all the time. But have you achieved that state? And that state only you achieve when your spirit enters into your brain. With ego-oriented people is more difficult. And that's why they cannot enjoy things. At the slightest pretext, they topple down. And spirit, which is the source of joy, just doesn't come. Doesn't show. The joy is beauty. The joy itself is beauty. But that is a state one has to achieve. Attachments come by various methods. If you go a little ahead with it, then you have attachments of your family. What will happen to my child? What will happen to my husband? What will happen to my mother, to my wife? This, that nonsense. Who is your father and who is your mother? Who is your husband and who is your wife? For Shiva, he doesn't know all these things. To him, he and his power are inseparable things. So he stands as singular personality. There's no duality. When there is duality, then only say, my wife. You can't say, my nose, my ears, my hands, my. Go deep down. Till you say my, there is some duality. But when I say I, the nose, then there is no duality. Shiva the Shakti, Shakti the Shiva, there is no duality. But we live throughout on our duality, and because of that there is an attachment. If there is no duality, what is the attachment? If you are the light and you are the lamp, then where is the duality? If you are the moon and you are the moonlight, then where is the duality? If you are the sun and you are the sunlight, you are the word and you are the meaning, then where is the duality? But when there is this separation, there is duality. And because of this separation, you feel attached. Because if you are that, how will you be attached? Do you see that point? Because there is a difference and a distance between you and yours. That's why you get attached to it. But it's me. Who is the other? This whole universe is me. Who is the other? Everything is me. Who is the other? But it's not that it's a brain wave or an ego brain wave. बसा 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 मी मागीन जेव्हा लागलं ते सगळ्यांना डिस्टर्ब होतंय. बसा, फार गंभीर विषय होऊन राहिला. यावेळेला काही नको मला. 9 तास जरी बसले ना तरी मला काही लागणार नाही. बसा, आरामात बसा, डिस्टर्ब नाही करायचं, बसून घ्यायचं. So who is the other? Nobody. That's only possible when your spirit comes into your brain and you become part and parcel of Virat itself. Virat is the brain, as I told. Then everything that you do, when you show your temper, when you show your affection, when you show your compassion, anything, is the spirit that is expressing. Because brain has lost its identity, the so-called limited brain. It has become the unlimited spirit. I do not know. I really do not know how to give an analogy to a thing like that. But what we can do is to understand it. That if a color is dropped in the ocean, the ocean becomes colorful. Is not possible. But rather, try to understand. If a little color, limited color, is dropped into the ocean, the color loses its identity completely. Think of the other way around. If the ocean is colored and is poured into atmosphere or onto any part, any little wee bit, or onto any spot, onto any atom or anything, it all becomes colorful. So the spirit is like the ocean which has the light in it. And when this ocean pours into the little cup of your brain, the cup loses its identity and everything becomes spiritual. Everything. You can make everything spiritual. Everything. You touch anything is spiritual. The sand becomes spiritual. The land becomes spiritual. Atmosphere becomes spiritual. Celestial bodies become spiritual. Everything becomes spiritual. So is the ocean that is the spirit, while your brain is limited. So the detachment from your limited brain has to be brought in. All limitations of brain should be broken so that when this ocean fills that brain, it should break that little cup. And every bit of that cup should become colorful. The whole atmosphere, everything, whatever you locate should be colorful. Color of the spirit is the light of the spirit. And this light of the spirit acts, works, thinks, coordinates, does everything. This is the reason today I decided to bring Shiva Tattva to the brain. The first procedure is to take your brain towards the Shiva Tattva by telling it, see, where are you going, Mr. Brain? You're putting attention to this, you're putting attention to that. Getting involved now, detach. Become the brain yourself. Only the brain. Detach. And then take this detached brain completely filled with the color of the spirit. It will automatically happen. As long as you will have these limitations to your attention, it will not happen. So one has to really deliberately do this tapasya. Every individual. I'm with you.